to Opally Hour. Today we are doing issue 83 of the Moomin House, and we will be doing the front, I think this is the front wall, just seeing if it says, but yeah, front wall. We're also going to make some steps, which I'm not quite sure what wall those go in. I want to say the back wall, but I don't know. And also a canopy, what's it called? Porch roof. There you go. So we're actually doing quite a lot on this one. The wall shouldn't take too long, famous last words. And I'm guessing the next issue will be to finish this wall. So we've kind of ramped it up a bit on this. So we have 2 profits, and this is, again, first profit calls for a life without rules. I wonder how good that would be. And then the second prophet, they actually teach different things, okay. Second prophet is, this one's manipulated, so Moomin Troll is manipulated. And this one encourages modesty to Smorkadin. Can't get my pronunciation, I'm sure. And Moomin Mama calms down the prophets. That's what I get from that. Okay, do only what they want you want to do. Do only what you want to do down here. So it's kind of, I mean, I really should read through these, bear with me. Alright, where were we? Okay, let's see, what else do we have? So we also have the heat wave turns Moomin Valley into a jungle. How would a heat wave do that? Wouldn't it go the opposite way? Okay, anyway. And invasion of the wild beasts. Ooh. And then we have our instructions of what we're doing today. And it's quite a fair chunk. Alright, so let's get all the pieces out and we will get started. Okay, so let's see. We have 1 end. So this one's got holes in, this one does not. Opposite, you know what I meant. And we have these 2 big strips, which will be 4 and 5. These ones are off to do put the magnets on. Then we have, let's see, we have 2, bear with me. Alright, that's because she knows there's a treat coming for her and she wants it now. And she can't because it's hot, it's in the microwave. So 3, 4 number 7s and 2 number 6. And we also have the things for the porch, which go back in for now. Oh, this for the steps. That's for the steps. Yeah. Then, and I think we are going to be dyeing these sides of the steps. This is probably for here. Then we have our magnets, don't lose. We have, well, I dropped it straight on the floor, hold on. Ooh, there it is. We have this, that's for the roofy thing we're doing, along with that. And then we have our tiles as well. So all of this can go back in for now, although I am tempted to get this stuff dyed, but it only takes a minute to dye. It doesn't take long. So first things first, let's move all this to one side over here. Move that up there out the way, and we will start with getting these ones cut out. So let's see where we are. These are really thick wood, so let's get you zoomed in a little bit. It's about as much as this one's going to do, isn't it? Alright, a little better, not much in it. So there's one, it's just down the bottom, get out, all the way along. So get those cut out. And then the other side as well, and hope it's going to be enough, but I don't know. This one's definitely hanging on, and this is what breaks all my blades, I swear, or blunts them anyway, because these are really very big pieces to go through. I mean, it's weird that they cut all the others out and yet this one they don't. So see if any of these are free to come. This one will turn, but it would have done that without me even cutting it. Let me see if I do it enough, if it's gonna, oh, it did. Can't get it out still, there we go. That one definitely doesn't want to. Nor does that one. They only have one, but then after, like I say, they're quite hard to come out. It's because it's such thick wood, they're really thick, so trying to get those out, and then we got to rub them all down, sand them down. I had a click on that one, so I feel like I stand a chance of getting some of these out. That one maybe, and wiggle it enough. This one maybe, wiggle them together. Oh, there you go. Oh, might get this one too. Wiggle, wiggle. And a new wiggle. There we go. Alright, so let's sand these down. We just want to make sure that they're reasonably smooth. Pop that to one side. And then what we're going to need, of course, is wood glue for this part. Like I said, I think we have dyeing to do for the steps. I'm just wondering if I want to dye it or want to paint it maybe a different colour. I was thinking, because I kind of knew this was coming up, that maybe what I would do is do slightly different for the treads and things like that. So we're going to need a couple of these. We are going to need a couple of number 7s, those two. Alright, let's get this started. So these are number 3. You want the lettering pointing towards you. No difference in the size of the notches at the end. They're both the same each side, I think. That looks it. Expecting the dog walker for my son's dogs to come soon. So I noticed when I did, it might have been the last issue actually, I put one of these upside down. I don't think it's going to matter, even though they do say to do it this way. It seems to not overly matter, but just so you know, for clarity, I did it wrong. Hey, don't do that. I've just gone in there. Goodness. And then we are going to, oh, we're doing this again. Oh, no, we're building 2 of these this time. Okay, but the other one is going to be, it says do, did I put the right pieces on? Yeah, 7s. Okay, we got another 2 7s, that's why. So again, facing the same way, we need to build 2 exactly the same. And this will go then in the base or the upper plate. I don't know which one it is until I look to see where the holes are facing. And again, the numbers pointing upwards. I mean, if the other one does become an issue because it's the wrong way, then obviously, because it's wood glue, I can remove it carefully and put it the other way. But at the moment, I've got it against the house and it seems to be okay. Wow, that was quite the tight fit. Won't be coming out anytime soon. So just make sure they're pushed down as far as you can. This one's a little loose. Right, and then we are going to get number 1. So this one right over here, which does not have the holes in, and with it facing light towards you, then we will be putting in, doesn't matter, hello. I should get some clamps on this, huh? I just don't want to really clamp it until it's in. So numbers pointing upwards, we are going to put one of them in this side and the other one in this side. going to go grab my clamps. I've got one here actually. Let's go with the one and we'll see where we need. This just does not want to stay in there. Maybe I should put one on there. Let's do that. So one side's really, really tight with that, and the other one's very, very loose. Okay, so pop these, all fingers and thumbs today, into the notches, like so. It's quite a tight fit, which is rather nice. And then the same with the other side. One second, my dog. Alright. She's been a monkey this morning. She's a monkey everywhere. Every time I do a video, I swear she knows. So I will have to obviously clamp this. I'm just going to get it on as best I can. Make sure everything's pretty tight down there. This one's come off. Go grab some clamps because this one doesn't want to stay on it either. So bear with me. Alrighty, let's get some clamps on all of this. It's not going to let me be until I do. And I'll just put this to one side and we'll come back to it. What we could do is we'll do the magnets, get that done. So it's ready for when this is all dry. Bigger one in here. Don't think it's bowed either. It's just, maybe it is. And make sure that those are in. So we'll get one side done. And then I'll worry about the other bits afterwards. Doesn't have an end on it. Right, let's try that again. This is going to be in the way. Fortunately, we can do that. I'm going to hold this in place. Not with my heaviest of clamps, but it will work. Excuse me. And then I'm going to put it to one side because it really is a bit floppity doppity. And what show was that from? I can't recall, but it was a show. Again, I'm going to put more in here. It does not want to stay down. That clamp is also missing its doobree. Okay, and that will be a quick message. I'll have a look in a second. Alright, I am, make sure that one's all the way on there. Also drop the clamp. Alright, I'm going to pop this to one side and then we will do the magnets. Make sure that they're all home as far as they can be. Alright, let me pop that over here. Alright, let's get these magnets in to this one so we can get this done while we're waiting for that to take a little bit. Shouldn't actually take long. Look at me, forget to put my pin in. That's how you get dried up wood glue. So it shouldn't take long, but you just don't know. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, these. So let's do what we did before and get glue in all of the holes here. I'm going to put our magnets in, leave that to dry for a moment. and then come back and we're going to be putting in these strips into what we've just made, and I've put to one side for it to take a little bit, and those will have strips in between. I'm assuming it's the front, I think it's the front of the house, so it's going to have a door come into it. Don't know why I did that, guys. Okay, I'm going to separate them, make my life easier, as I put them both in the same pouch. Alright, and then you separate all, I'm just separate, you don't have to do this at all. Anyway, I'm going to separate them because they want to really talk to each other right now. Then my puppy came up here, she grabbed a piece of wood from my desk, stinker, and yeah, so I'm going to get these in the same as I did before. So just pop them in here, not like that, here, here, and stay in. She's been a monkey, she's going to bother the other dogs again. So you can buy things called jack bars, and you can get smaller versions for puppies, which is really good for them. And when they get too small, what you do is you microwave them, and they puff up like a cheese puff. And dogs love them. So this morning, that's what I did. So what she's after is she can smell it. So naturally she wants it, but the trouble is it has to cool down. Just because it's puffed up doesn't mean she can have it straight away, because it'd be very hot in the middle. So unfortunately she has to wait, and she can smell it. She doesn't want to wait, so she's being a mischief. I can't believe she stole a piece of my wood here. She grabbed it from my desk too. Wow. Pups, what do you say? Love her, but goodness. She is hard work, so if you ever want to get a puppy, just remember they are hard work. Very lovable, but she's getting a bit of an attitude, this one. She's due to go into season, I reckon, soon, because she's coming up almost 6 months. She's about 5 and a bit months now, so I think by the end of this month she will be 6 months, so we will be expecting that soon. I'm not even sure how I'm going to handle that in reality, guys. Haven't kind of have thought about it, but I think you can get like little undies for dogs in season, so I guess that's probably what I'll do. Need to go and get her spayed, but it's not going to hurt her to go into a season either, and she's only a little dog, so it shouldn't be terrible. Can't believe I'm talking on my channel about a dog going into season. What the heck? You'll be like, ew, what a thought. Hey, nature, what can I say? Right, leaving all that to dry, and I'll be back in a mo. Alright, those are in. Pups have gone for a walk. Get rid of all of these. Hasn't had long, but should have had long enough. Didn't have one on that one. It looks okay. Trying to make this wall a bit better than the last one. The last one was a little bit off when I joined them together, and I noticed when I went and got the clamps that some of the other one, the parts have come undone from the top, so I need to go and clamp that up again. Right, okay, which shouldn't really happen. So these are these, and now we're going to put 2 6s in, one either side of here, and we want it with the numbering pointing. Well, that was silly. Now I've done this, I need to take one out. I put it the wrong way. It was one did put it the wrong way. It's okay. Can't win them all. While I'm here, I'll get this glue in here. So you want all the numbers pointing in the same direction, basically. Don't do what I did. That's why I do these videos, so you can avoid the same mistakes. I knew this too, really. So before I put that on, I'm going to put these ones on and make sure that the numbers are all pointed in the same direction. So they look like they're pointing all the other way. Can I do this? Yeah. Oh, we will start again. So that one was right. None of the others are. So this will be all floppy, except for the top bits. So the top bits should now be in the place that we want them to be. So let me start this section again. Alright, so you have this, numbers going, so as this looks up, like so, you have the numbers going in this direction, like so. What the heck? Puppy's got a treat now, because the other dogs went out for a walk. And we want to make sure on this one that this top edge, this little notch at the top, is pointing inwards. That will be for the door frame, no doubt. I'm going to pop these all in. Again, just making sure that these notches at the top here, these ones are both the same. And then we're going to, really? Don't want to give that a go, huh? So if you hear loads of crunching, it's not me eating, it's my little one. She's making noise. And wood glue's normally pretty good at holding this sort of stuff too. And then again, making sure all my numbers are right. This one will go in here, which is actually a really tight fit. And it is the right number. Oh my gosh. Okay, you two, stay up there. Right, okay, so now we are going to put piece 2. Where's 2? Do I have it? Oh my goodness. See, this is what I did. No wonder it was so tight. I got the wrong piece in. Now of course this one doesn't want to come out. Come on, please out. Yep, yep. So this piece is wrong. Right, that one just goes in the middle. It's number 3. Cocky me. Thinking I did it all right. I'm going to lie these down. Don't want to take anyway. And we will put all of these in. And we'll put the top on, and then I'll bloody clamp the thing. Okay, so number 3 goes on these ridges, numbers up. It's almost going to make the same mistake again. It was a good fit though, having the number 2 in the wrong place. Made it really difficult to put it in. However, it was not correct. And this is the beauty of wood glue, making sure the numbers are upright, is that you can adjust it somewhat. So I know that they're out, these are out at the bottom. And I'm going to fix all that very soon, because next we will put the top on, the one with the in the top here, and we're going to do that now, and that will square it all up. We can clamp it, and then all we have to do is put the magnet ends on. Make sure I put those the wrong way. So this will have, it's got the holes in it, as you can see here. This will have the numbering going this way. So let's see what we can do. I'll get that sorted at the same time. get that sorted. Get that sorted in 1 second. So I'm going to get them all on, and then when I can, and just push them into place. Make sure that this one's lined up, particularly the middle one here, and then get it all clamped again. I'm going to use a bigger clamp here in the hope that it will cover both the joints, if I can angle it right, which I cannot, but I can also see that I need to push down on that a lot more. I don't know how I can get this without, while trying to get the other one. Maybe what I do is do this one first, so that it covers the two. See if I've got any more of the larger ones. I do. Put this one this side. Make sure it is pushed all the way down. And check that one more time. Which it is. And I'm just going to leave these ends free in order to put the strips on, the magnetic strips. So just so that they're not in the way, and then I'll be able to do that, put this all to one side, and this piece will actually be done, and we can get on with doing the porch piece. So I want to put one on here. I want to put one on here too. I'm not going to get one on there. Just trying to think of how I can do this without it all getting in the way. But of course, once I've put those ends in, it won't be so bad. I do want to put one in here. So you see, this is, so I connect it when I shouldn't be. So these aren't, the smaller ones of these aren't particularly strong, but it will hold it in spot as I move it out. I move the bottom one out. Okay, let's do this one. And I can see this isn't lined up. Oh, it's good, it's come out at the bottom as well. Alright. Just want to push this one in a little more. Glue in this one, and that should be good enough until we get the ends on, and then I'll use a few more clips to make sure that it stays where I want it to. Okay. Alright, the rest are okay. So next we are going to put these long strips in, magnetic side outwards. So we need to do, let's see, 4 and 5. So this is 4. So with it facing this way, 4 will go this side and 5 will go that side, with the longer part at the top there. Yeah, like that, so the magnets are on the outside. Alright, so let's glue these in. So it's only going to get glued in 2 spots. And again, like the other one we did, this part here fits 2 pieces of wood basically. And you want to be using the furthest towards the bottom. So, like so, if it focuses. So that will go on here, same with that one. And the magnets will be on the outside. I've only got 2 clamps left up here. I just want to make sure that those are in as they came straight out. let Puppy out. She didn't want to go out. I think she thought that there was another one of those melted Jack bars for her, actually. Okay. Now do the other side. Can't see a thing off. Okay, and making sure the numbers are going the right way. Actually, it's going to go the opposite way. For the magnets to be outside, this number will face inwards. But all the rest have been the wrong way. And again, bottom and half of this section. And then I'm going to get that properly clamped up, put it to one side, and we won't be needing that for the rest of this issue. But we will need it for issue, I guess 84 is when we're going to see it again. So let me get that clamped, because it's not going to hold unless I do. We'll get that sorted. I'll be back in one tick. Alright, next we are going to be separating these pieces. We're going to be working on the steps. I think the that frame will be fine. I've got it all clamped up, checked everything to make sure it's all in the right spot. And so these aren't so thick, but nevertheless they're still not separating very well. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to need to sand this down again. And that's just got the one at the top. We've all only got one. Okay, and that's more trash. And just rub it down so it's flat to the feel. Like so. She thinks it's for her. It's because this noise, it's like a hairbrush. She doesn't like the sound of a hairbrush. She doesn't like the vacuum either, so what can I say? Right, and then these pieces also need separating, and these are in two spots. I bought her some new tennis balls that are going to be coming tomorrow. She's lost them all. I think she's taken them all in the garden. It's the only thing I can think of, because I have no idea. Don't do what I just did, don't pull them apart. That's when they get damaged. Okay. So these are all different. So this one's got a tiny little tab at the bottom. This has got a way bigger one, and that doesn't have any at all. So the last piece to separate is the two sides of the steps. She's being very silly. And then it wants you to dye 3 of the parts, and I'll show you which ones. It's not this one, it's these 3 here. So let me get my dye out. Do I really want to do that? This is the questions that I have, is do I want to do that? Or maybe I'll do like I did on the steps. Maybe I'll put some runners down each side of them. Maybe I'll do something like that. Let me dye it, and then we'll see where we are. Would you have that in the front though? Probably not, actually. Alright, bear with me. Let me get that dyed up. Right, I screwed up some paper before with wood dye, so I want to go and grab that. Like I said, this doesn't take a moment to do, really. Just make sure you shake it. Way too much for what I'm doing. Way too much. Alright, just need a tiny bit, don't need much. If you don't shake it, it comes out like water. It comes out actually grey. So if you want to double down on the dye, like get grey out of it, just don't shake it, I guess. I'd imagine it'd be very stringy, to be honest with you. Put that over there a second. Like I say, this is, maybe I'll be able to pop that lot back in the pot, because that's rather a lot, isn't it? I'm going to get the ends. I'm not sure how much of this is seen. I'll get the ends of that other one. I'm going further and further away from you guys again. Like I say, I'm not 100% sure how much is shown and how much is not. And all it does is soak in the wood, and it dries pretty quick. Doesn't take long to dry at all. Hello, madam. Just gonna jump on here one day, I swear. Knock everything flying. Right, and that will be that. So give me a moment to tidy up. And these should be ready to go. Alright, so those are all dyed and should be doing their thing. Let's get all this. And Pepper's got a different toy that she hasn't seen for a while. So, step A. Step A, they're the same, there's two. So you have one of with the larger drop here. So this one first. So we are going to push it all the way in. You can paint the edges, they say, and you want it that the marking shows towards the longer area, and you want it all the way through. Do we want to glue this? Yeah, evidently we do. So let's see what we can do here. So I'm just going to put a bit on each end. Probably can't see at all what I'm doing really. Anyway, I put glue on the ends and then push that up, get rid of that. My puppy doesn't like the wind on my door. Okay, she's lost her ball. That's what this is. Alright, that bit done. So all the other steps that you've done, they've suggested giving it some wear and tear. And don't know if I'll be doing that. That said, that's when they come pre-dyed as such, rather than like this. So this is what you will have, like so, and then we are going to put this in this bottom piece, and that's just going to be this edge here. As well, and you want it facing towards, I do it towards me because I'm getting myself confused, the opposite way. So basically like the opposite way of what I was trying to do, like so. Just make sure it's all the way down, make sure that's all the way up because it's gone down again. Okay. I think she thinks she's going to be going out, and I am, but not for a while. Oh, I don't do that. Yay. Well, it doesn't matter which side of this it goes in, by the way. We're going to be strengthening this in a minute with the putting the other pieces. Oh, well, no, not at all. We're going to put the sides on next. So you want your pattern outwards and it going towards, like so. So those are going to end up being all your steps, and it goes underneath, like so. Just checking myself here. Does go up right. Doesn't look right. I don't like how it's looking. Because it doesn't make any sense why it has this notch here, unless you don't go all the way back. Oh, I see, it clips in. Okay, so I'm gonna need some glue here. This will square it up anyway, because it's very loose right now. And along here. and it will push onto this piece and down like so. Not 100% sure that this was the easiest way to do it, was putting this bit on first. So I'm going to just put that on, a little glue here. Let's try that again then. So something like that. Didn't need the glue on the end of that bit, but it does need it on there. And then we are going to re-put glue on the edge here. So you want the curved part basically going towards the back of the steps. Like so. Obviously you don't need to get rid of any glue that's on the inside. And then let's square that up so that it's square there. It's definitely pointing upwards, isn't it? It's not so square. Yes, and we will get to square this, and then the other side do the same. So we need it around this nodule, and we need the upright done. And that should be enough. Okay, so that relatively squares that away. Make sure it's all pushed out. It's a very loose fit, this, so make sure everything's pushed in as far as you can. I mean, it does say to use wood glue, so don't use, or you shouldn't use super glue. And because we've dyed it already, it's not going to be a big deal. Then we are going to be putting the little piece, this piece here, which still needs sanding. Did not do a good job in the bottom here, so that will square it away too. And I'm going to put it with the where it came out of the wood, like so. Oh, she's settled down. I was starting to wonder if she was going to. I can understand it though, you know. She is a puppy, so she does get into a fair chunk of mischief. I'm not so sure when I got a puppy that I was quite as prepared for it as I maybe should have been. For some reason I thought it would be really easy to train. I mean, like, she's so good at some things. Like potty training, didn't have an issue whatsoever. And I know lots of people struggle with that. Didn't have that problem. But she is rather hyper. The other dogs do not like her. My son's dogs, they're not mine. So it's not so bad in that way. And I moved it all, trying to straighten it, believe it or not. Oh my goodness. Makes me want to clamp these, huh? I really don't think I should be. Okay, that's the bottom done, that's that. Right, stay. I'm gonna use another one of those, because that one's lived its purpose. And just get them off there. Right, next we are going to be putting in the other one with the hole up here. So we are going to glue, I guess, this tab here on the inside so it doesn't show, I'm thinking, along here, the other side, which you can see and I really can't very well. Now that's going to go in like so, and that will help square it again. Push it all the way back as far as you can. That one's not in. Or maybe it was, it just didn't look it. Yeah, it is. So again, clean that. Can't remember if I picked up the right brush or the wrong brush, but it did the job. and push it down, make sure it tapes, and then we are going to put this strip here in the top here. So I'm going to just glue here and here. I don't think it goes all the way to the end, so I'm not going to do that. Put a little bit on the back here. Just make sure your pattern's facing forward. I know it seems obvious, but it'd be the sort of thing that I would mess up. Yeah. Wow, that's a tight fit. There we go. Okay, and I think that's almost the stairs done. My gosh, I can't remember which one I'm using. Let me get rid of those and I'll use another one. You can use a Q-tip as well, or earbuds, or probably tissue. Just be aware that tissue could leave a residue, or fluff, really, not residue. And then the last one will be this piece, which has the curve just on the top there, and it hangs over a little bit, so you want it lining up with this back area, so it's got to be on here. And it will overhang on both sides. Like so, and that is these steps done. So that can go for drying, which I'm just going to put over here. Next we are on to the shelf, no, the roof. So there's quite a bit to do in this one, isn't it, really? So we are going to need to cut some pieces apart. Going to need to separate these two, I believe. Let's just see how that's done. Did it tell me to separate them before? Because if it did, I missed it. It did not. Okay, fine. We'll do it now. Give it back. So this is flat, so these big tabs you've got in between, you do not need. Just checking this, double checking myself. No. These are easier to break. I was expecting a fight on my hands, and then obviously we're going to need to sand those down. The same with this one. Oh, this one doesn't want to go so much. How funny. And here. It really doesn't. Okay. Right, sand these down. These will need quite a bit of sanding because that was quite the, what's it called? Like a sprue, I guess, where it holds it together, sort of. Got glue all over my hands, of course. And get all these thingy down. I'm going to have to get my metal ones out. Alright, I got a set of these. And it's just because this piece is just more difficult to get into with this sort of file. So let's see what we want. Flat one would work. And they weren't where I thought they would be. So I might change that. They were in with the other files, but I didn't expect it in there. So these are like diamond cut ones or something they're called. And they do a good job, I just don't use them all the time. I find emery boards work quite well. Oops. But obviously not when trying to get into small spots like this, which does not want to, oh there we go, didn't want to work. Could file my nails at the same time, huh? I went too far on that one. Right, go over there. I don't have those out all the time. Everything else I seem to. Right, let me go and wash my hands because I've got dust all over. Alright, so there is a difference on these pieces. So if you see, this one is considered the thin edge, and this one, as you can see, is the thicker edge. So this is considered the bottom, and this one the top. So we want to put these ones, yeah, these ones in here. So let's just make sure, so it's to be the top. This does have a pattern on it, so let's bear that in mind. It has a pattern on it. That's going to be your roof tiles. So this will go in like so, and then the same with the other side. And these are brackets. You don't need to paint the top of them because they're going to get covered up with tile. I don't think it even asks you to do that. It does say to use wood glue. So go careful that you don't break them. They're not as delicate as some things we've seen. Thinking of the roof again. Not the windows. I never really... Did I break anything on the windows? I don't think I broke anything on the windows. I just kept putting them the wrong way, so they looked a mess. Okay, and then last bit on this is you want the holes, these ones, to go in here, and for these to go like, can't get it on. So there is a edge to this, so let me see which way it's going to go. It tells me to separate these with a craft knife, but not the other things. So the right support has the thing going inwards. That's what I'm getting the impression of. Would that be right? Let's see how that sits. Ah, it does sit right. So a little bit of wood glue on here, and a little bit on this edge. Get this one done at the same time because wood glue takes a moment to dry anyway, and it'll catch a little bit easier. And then we go on to our tiling. Can't remember what I used. Dang. Let's drop that. Rescued from the pup. Nah, she's kind of sleeping right now, so she's got herself all worn out. So just make sure it lines up well. So I'll show you again. So you've got the beveled edge, whoops, at the bottom here. You can see it's slightly slanted. There you go, that's better for you. And you want the smaller part on the inside. I'm surprised it's not getting you to paint that end actually. And so squeeze that on there and do that, and then it lines up on this back piece. Like so. So it's all lined up nicely, including on the ends. I'm going to use yet another one of these because I have a lot of excess on this one. Oh, come back. Obviously it's not dry yet, but that is in. I am surprised that they don't get you to paint this. Where do they get me to paint? They are telling you to paint. They are saying to paint this, but it's already white, and they're getting you to paint it white. Oh, I see. There's some pieces here. I will do that afterwards. I'm just going to use my markers anyway. So let's get this roof sorted. And then, what did I use last time? Do you remember? We used beacon. It was paper. And then I'm going to get the marker on what it wants. It wants it on the, let's see if we can get you focus, inside edge down here. And that's the only one that shows any wood, evidently. So, number one first. So I want you to do it with a knife, which I actually will have to do. I was thinking I was going to be all cocky then. And these are numbered, so they have numbers in the middle. This one's numbered 1. You can see better this time. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to put the first one on, and then the second one. And well, that was an easier way of doing it, wasn't it? Just run the knife along. No, obviously not. Lied. Just try and get it right when you're pulling it apart. I see that one has left. You see, like a nodule in there, just a small amount. I don't think it would show because it's going to be covered up by the next one, but so I'm not going to worry too much. I'm hungry. It's only like 11 o'clock. I was thinking maybe I'd have some egg on toast, and then later I have to cook something, and I'm going to be having fish today. Right, so and that's that. So this one's going to be the top one. So this is the one where if you do see any pieces, like I can see a piece in here, you want it to be a bit clearer. Alright, so we are going to start with the this edge. We're going to start with this edge. So I'm going to get some glue on there, and like I said, I'm just going to use beacon. Probably could use tacky glue, and put number 1 down on the line. Let's put this lid on. It does leak. Leaks when I leave it on the side like that. You're not meant to do that really. And you want to line it up with the line. So if you can see, there's a line just here, and then also make sure that ends are both covered. So it goes on the line and up to it. So when you do the next layer, you want to obviously go up to that line, but you also want a little bit on the red here to make sure that it stays down. And then we are going to put number 2 on there, so that it overlaps the first one. And again, we are now lining up with that second line. Quite straightforward, she says. Yes. And then the third one, I put the lid back on, didn't I? This is not as straight as I want. Go back on. Okay. And I'll stand it on its end soon and put some weight on it. I don't know about that actually. Probably break it. And then number 3, a bit more down the bottom there. In there. You try to take it out. It goes in here. This is the last thing that we need to do today. So we've actually done quite a lot. And then the last one just on top here, and then all I'm left to do is paint that little bit in the on the brackets, which I would do in a little bit. You don't need to watch me do that, you've seen me do it loads of times, and I use the markers, therefore I don't have the rubbing down to worry about. And this will be the end of this one, and again it wants you to have a 1mm overhang. Yep, so a little bit over, tiny bit over, not as much as I'm giving it. Oh, and marry it up there too. And I guess that's so when it goes on the house, if the house bit isn't flush, it's alright. And then I'm going to leave it like that with that pushed down a little bit so it's more even. Alright, and that's that for this. That's the whole of this one. Ooh. Come a bit more forward on that first one, but it's okay. Throw that away. Alright, so let's see, what do we have coming up in 84? So we will be doing, okay, the second wall here. So we're going to be finishing this wall and attaching them together like we did last time, and going to get making some vegetables. Don't know what I need for that. I will look into it, but that's what we're going to do next time. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying the build. It is challenging in places, but pretty straightforward if you follow the instructions and don't rush through and, you know, make silly mistakes like moi. But there again, that's how we learn. So please do like and subscribe so you can be updated on new builds. So I have the Moon as a part work. I have Snoopy incoming. It has been shipped, so it takes a good few weeks. And I also have then individual craft ones, which normally involve wood and paper and things like that, and small, very small details. Anyway, please do take care of yourself. If you'd like to leave a comment, I would welcome it. Or you can email me at opallyhour@outlook.com. So that's just the channel name, at outlook.com. And like I say, take care of yourself. That's the most important.